all of which you have been presented with today represents the legacy of resistance, defiance, and perseverance that has characterized Black Americans. However, to today's generation of Black Americans, this legacy, even the most recent civil rights movement, remains what it is: history. The spirit of unified resistance has lost most of its zeal as we enter this new era in American history. Black Americans and this country have come a long way since the first Africans stepped foot on this continent, but problems remain, and actions need to be taken if this nation is going to progress. The importance of learning and knowing Black history as it relates to the present is the purpose of this video presentation. Following the end of slavery in 1864, apart from the persistence of racism, economic problems have been the most obvious factor affecting the lives of Black Americans. Why do Black Americans face the most difficult economic situation of any minority group in America? Consider the experience of Black Americans from slavery to the present day. During the nearly 250 years of slavery, Africans and Black Americans were used, against their will, to build up a capitalist American economy. During that time, the basic elements of human development, a sense of family which denotes love and support, educational opportunities, and not to mention pride and respect, were either denied or destroyed through the practice of slavery. Then suddenly Black Americans were thrown into America's capitalist economic system, which works on an individual basis, as a free market. Because capitalism is like a track race, and metaphorically speaking, white America had been forcing Black America to help them run faster, and in the process were crippling Black America's own chances, cutting down the legs of development, bruising the feet of ethnic unity, and tearing at the heart of pride and respect. And then after nearly 250 years, Black America was told they didn't have to help white America run anymore, but had to join the race themselves. Angry white Americans developed an elaborate system of institutional barriers to deny opportunities for Black Americans to make up some distance in this race. Throughout the 20th century, Black Americans worked very hard to improve the fairness of the race, and some individuals not only caught up with white America, but also became some of the most successful runners this country has ever known. But to this day, Black America remains a considerable distance behind in this race, and it is the responsibility of all Americans to improve its fairness, so that we may live in a country that further realizes its own potential, which was laid out in its great Constitution, regarding freedom and equality for all. Questioning the effects of slavery and equality in America can be simply answered by posing this modern dilemma. If you wanted to go to an all-white community, you could visit a number of middle-class, upper-class, and extremely wealthy neighborhoods. However, if you wanted to visit an all-Black community, virtually the only place you could go is a poor ghetto. According to the Department of Housing and Development, the number of Black children born into poverty actually increased from 43% in 1968 to 45% in 1998. In the wake of the Civil Rights Movement, Black middle-class families and many working-class families finally had the freedom to live wherever they could afford, although racism still kept them out of certain areas. Also, even though Blacks could and did move into predominantly white neighborhoods, the strong prejudice of many whites remained. This led to an increase in white flight, which refers to white families moving out of the cities to rural and suburban areas. This had and continues to have damaging effects, as it leaves the central city abandoned by families and businesses that could provide economic development. For the different problems facing Black America, many try to say that superficial problems such as a lack of morality or family values are the causes. But we must understand that these are not the roots of the problems. Crime, unemployment, violence, teen pregnancy, and drug addiction could all be overcome if the development of children were improved. Because in the struggle to improve Black America, no factor remains more imperative than the development of youth. This means improving child care and welfare programs. It means that parents need to take more responsibility for raising their children. 2004 marks the 50th anniversary of the Brown versus Board of Education decision, which stated that racial segregation in schools was unconstitutional. But after 50 years, integration in our school systems remains a concern. Affirmative action is an important method for integrating schools and businesses. Opponents of affirmative action claim that some universities and businesses have official race quotas and admit applicants who aren't qualified and cannot handle the work. However, those methods are illegal, and the actual affirmative action procedure follows a 1978 court case which declared that race could be considered in college admissions as one of several factors about applicants. In 1995, led by Minister Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam, black men from across the country gathered on Washington's National Mall for a massive million-man march advocating unity, atonement, and brotherhood. The huge crowd pledged to take responsibility for their lives and families and commit to stopping the scourges of drugs, violence, and unemployment. This rather recent example of determination showed black Americans' intent on mending the effects of the past. America certainly has made progress and a lot has changed. Barriers have fallen. There are shining examples of success on many fronts. You see faces of color in far more places, including some of the most powerful and prominent spots in America. Once all-white positions of industry, entertainment, and community have become integrated. But we should not lie to ourselves and say that we now live in a colorblind society, and that race is no longer a significant factor affecting the lives of black people in America. In an article from a National Urban League publication, Lee Daniels states that black people know that serious strains of racism, the violent kind that threatens our very lives, the institutional kind that systematically works to deny us opportunity, the petty kind that means you get followed around the store or stopped by the police, continues. Black people in America know they've never been wrong about the persistence of racism. That's not racial chauvinism. That is racial experience, born of examining the African American and American present and living it. History has shown us the path that we have taken and has helped us understand the present. We must acknowledge the injustice and embrace the accomplishment, for we cannot turn our backs on history, and we must work together to overcome the present problems it has caused. Only then can our human society hope to progress.
Hey, yo, we got history together, y'all.
We the reflection of our ancestors. We'd like to thank you for the building blocks you left us. As your spirit possessed us, yo, you blessed us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We the reflection of our ancestors. We'd like to thank you for the building blocks you left us. As your spirit possessed us, yo, you blessed us. Thank you very much. And God bless you. And God bless you. And God bless you. And God bless you.